here's this reality like this. What is available is this reality of possibilities. It has space. It's got lightness. It's got allowance. It's got kindness. It's got joy. It's got gratitude. It's got connection and communion with each other. The veils between this and this are thinner than they've ever been before. And for years, what we've been doing with Access Consciousness is pulling tendrils of possibility into this really solid reality in this really solid world. And we pulled them here so dynamically that they can't be dislodged anymore. Really, possibilities are around us everywhere we look. We just have to be willing to look. How do you weather some of the things that go on that are maybe, when things aren't the perfect that you might desire them to be? What do you do? Went to a concert the other night, came back from the concert, and well, let's just say was throwing up all night and all day yesterday. And today I'm like, whew. But also, there's sometimes a certain gift in getting to connect with people and getting to, I don't know, it just kind of pulls you out of your shell sometimes. You know what I mean? So we've got a great tool in Access. When you're sick, one of the great questions you can ask is, what am I sick of? And I was asking that yesterday, as you might imagine, and I started feeling better as a result. But so one of the things, when I asked, "What am I sick of?" I got this sense of all these bodies around, and I was like, "Wow!" And like I said, I went to a concert the other night, and there were thousands of people there, as they are in concerts. So anyway, I got the sense of all of these bodies, and I was like, "Whoa!" And I realized my body's trying to help a lot of other bodies. So I thought this might be one of the nice things to bring into your awareness. It gets me pondering, like, this thing about being. What is it? What's the gift? And we have so many tools and access, and every single one of them brings you back to being you, whatever is true for you, and undoing the yuck, undoing the stuck, undoing the what the fuck that a lot of us live with. And when I got this thing about what am I sick of, and I got this sense of all these bodies, how many of you are trying to help a lot of the bodies out there? There are a lot of people experiencing all kinds of stuff in all kinds of ways. How much are you trying to help heal other people's bodies? And everything you're doing with that, and everything you're doing to everywhere your body is being the effect of it, will you destroy and uncreate all that, please? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine, shorts, boys, and beyonds. And if you've never heard that, that's the Access Consciousness Clearing Statement. My point of view is it's the biggest upgrade in personal development since there has been personal development. It's a way of actually changing things, because all you have to do is actually get the energy of it. You don't even have to get words to it, and then ask to change it and run that clearing statement, and it does. So for those of you that don't know, that's what that is, and I'll be using it because it's one thing to talk. It's one thing to hopefully maybe inspire people to know something different is possible. It's a far more valuable gift, in my point of view, to actually change things. So if you ask, what am I sick of? And you just, okay, destroy and uncreate it, use the clearing statement, destroy and uncreate, pock and pod. What am I sick of? Destroy and uncreate, pock and pod. The other thing is, when you're really tired, you could do, what am I tired of? Or if you're sick and tired, what am I sick and tired of? And now it's going to be unique to each of us. But one of the things that I've noticed is, once again, a lot of our bodies are doing a lot to help a lot of people, because there's a lot of people whose bodies need help right now. And so, one of the things that can be really helpful, like I was talking to Gary, the founder of Access, and he was kind of depressed, which is not a thing Gary ever does, and not a thing I do anymore. Thank goodness. Thank you, Access Consciousness. 20 years ago, it was all the time. Now it's like it doesn't. So when it shows up, you're like, wait a minute, what's going on? Because what if we looked at all of these things that go on for us as our body giving us information? And the idea of that is our bodies give us information all the time. That's why I wrote the book Body Whispering, because I wanted to walk people through getting a connection with their body and actually being able to navigate all this information our body gives us all the time. So what you want to do is you want to go, hey, body, if the being is not interested in this change, can you please not do it? Can you please only help the bodies where the being is actually interested in that? whatever that is, should be a choice, and it should be a choice for all of us, which is my point of view. And that's kind of the other thing that I'd like to, I don't know, bring into your awareness, but also bring into our world is that we have a totally different choice for how we can be, which is not in resistance and reaction to other people's choices, but an acknowledgement that they have choice and they should have choice. It's like, how would you feel if somebody doesn't want you to have choice? If somebody's like, I know it's better for you, do what I think you should do. It's like, no, is that really the kind of person we want to be in the world? And even if the person's choice is to do something that's hurtful to them from your point of view, if they have to make that choice for them, then what if the greatest kindness is to be an allowance of it? An allowance is where everything is an interesting point of view. Okay. Where it's like, okay, I acknowledge that you need to make this choice. So please, okay, I'm not going to fight you on it. I'm not going to resist it. I mean, you could present different information, but if somebody's not willing to hear it, there's nothing that you can do to make them change it. And they will just resent you for trying. So, what if also being an allowance is the thing that actually makes your life easier? This allowance conversation is something we invariably get back to in pretty much every conversation that we have. Allowance is somebody goes, "You're a jerk," and you lower all your walls and barriers and go, "Okay," or "Thank you," or "What makes you say that?" Totally different choice. So allowance is lower your walls and barriers and go, "Okay," or "Okay, what makes you choose that?" What most people do is they feel duty bound to fight against whatever the choice is that they think somebody else is making that's wrong. But what if you don't have to? What if just nobody ever really explained this to you? you know, most of what would work in life was never explained to any of us, and which is why I'm so grateful for Access, because we actually have a space and a place with tools to find out what might be a lot better. What else is actually possible here? And one of the gifts for me about the Being You Changing the World class is I created the very first class 10 years ago when the Being You Changing the World book came out. And I thought it was going to be a one off class. But that 3.5 day class created so much change for people. It was an intro night, basically same structure, an intro night and then 3 days of class. It created so much change for people over the course of the class that I was like, oh my God, this is something I want to keep. And but here's the interesting part about it: the change that they got didn't diminish over time. I would hear from them or see them 3 months later, 6 months later, 2 years later, and the trajectory just kept going. And I was like, that is what I want to bring to people's lives. That is what I want to bring to the world. So that's why I created that class, because when you're in the presence of these amazing people who are like, yes, I desire more. And people will do this thing of they will have been looking at an area and they ask a question and expose it. And what it does is it gives you the awareness you needed in that area that you didn't even know to ask for. And so there's hundreds of us who are like going forward together, contributing to each other. It's just really friggin' beautiful. And that, for me, that's the world I would like to see. A world where we are all together, contributing to each other, where I'm not alone, I'm not wrong, and I know people have my back just by being there. Here's an interesting question: what do you do when somebody is directly hurtful to you? What you want to do is you want to lower your walls and barriers and go get all that weird energy and go, interesting point of view, I have this point of view. Interesting point of view, I have this point of view. Interesting point of view, I have this point of view, to the energy. And each time you say it, it usually shifts and changes. Interesting point of view, I have this point of view. Interesting point of view, I have this point of view. Interesting point of view, I have this point of view, until it goes away. One of the other things you can do is you can do whatever that activated, whatever you perceive that they were functioning from, you go, Pod Pock when I was that, Pod Pock when I did that. And because what happens is we wouldn't go into judgment or resistance if we hadn't done or been something. This can be a great gift to getting you back to allowance of whatever it is that's going on with somebody else. So the tool is lower the walls and barriers. Interesting point of view. I have this point of view. Pod and Pock when I was that and did that. Here's this reality like this. What is available is this reality of possibilities. It has space. It's got lightness. It's got allowance. It's got kindness. It's got joy. It's got gratitude. It's got connection and communion with each other. The veils between this and this are thinner than they've ever been before. And for years, what we've been doing with Access Consciousness is pulling tendrils of possibility into this really solid reality in this really solid world. and we pulled them here so dynamically that they can't be dislodged anymore. So really, possibilities are around us everywhere we look. We just have to be willing to look. So one tool I want to give you is what question can I ask, and what choice can I make today to create the life and the world I desire right away? What question can I ask, and what choice can I make today to create the life and the world I desire right away?